What's going on, everybody? It's Giunta with Trend Trading Academy. I'm here to help you trade and get paid. Welcome to another edition of Make Moves Monday, motivation, mindset, and trading psychology. Guys, we've been off schedule a little bit in the last few weeks. Things have been a little bit crazy, but we're getting back on schedule. I know you guys are loving the Make Moves Monday videos. So, hey, we're back, all right? So, I got a very special video today. Before I get to that, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. If you're ready to become a student, go ahead and go to tradinggetpaid.com, or you can go to trendtrading.academy, and let's go ahead and make this money together, all right? For now, let's get to the video. All right, guys, so today's video, we're going to talk about trading psychology. We're going to kind of do a test, if you would. I'm going to really kind of help you to really find the barometer of where you are as a trader mentally and psychologically, because we talk a lot about strategy. We talk a lot about breakouts and retests. We talk a lot about market structure. We talk a lot about price action, and all of those things are necessary. They're all valuable. We need every bit of it. But as you know, trading psychology, mindset, all that stuff plays a major role in who we are as traders. So I want to kind of quiz you today. I want to kind of help you to really self-evaluate, all right? I'm going to ask a few questions, and I want you to kind of evaluate where you are. Now, you need to be honest. Here's a couple of prerequisites before we get into this quiz. I need you to be honest with yourself. That's number one. Don't come in here and give yourself the answer you want to hear, right? Give yourself the real, raw truth, all right? Don't lie to yourself. Number two, what I would suggest is having somebody who is familiar, if it's possible, with your trading to kind of help you take this evaluation, right? Because sometimes we can kind of see ourselves either through rose-colored glasses and we can do no wrong, or sometimes we're our worst critic, you know, and we give ourselves negative answers on everything, critiquing ourselves. So it's always good to have a balanced voice in your life. And if you have that person maybe who kind of sees you on a day-to-day, maybe it's your wife, your husband, maybe it's a kid, a parent, you know, I don't know who that is in your life, but if you have somebody who kind of sees your grind on a daily basis, who can give you honest feedback on some of these questions, that will be key, all right? And last but not least, I want you to write down these answers so that you can come and revisit this, right? Come and watch this video again later, revisit this, and see your progress a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you know, and kind of gauge how you're doing as a trader, and not just on the charts, not just on mastering a strategy, but mastering your mindset, mastering your psychology, so that you know that what you're doing is balanced, reasonable, and sustainable. Let's jump into it, and let's go ahead and take this quiz, all right? Let's get it. So the first thing I want you to ask yourself is this. Did you have success on a demo account or a paper account, but the minute you got into real money, you started to lose? All right? That's the first question you got to ask yourself, because most of the time, people who are mastering the charts and doing really well in demo, but then they kind of, you know, really mess up and they start to lose when it comes to real money, there's only a couple reasons why that happens. Number one, either you're not taking into account spreads and bank, you know, commission fees and all that kind of stuff. But really, that's a minimal amount of pips. That's a very minimal amount. So generally, that's not the answer. Most of the time, it's the psychology of knowing, hey, there's real money on the line here. You know, it's one thing to be playing around in a paper account, right? It's one thing to be playing games in a demo. But when your real money is on the line, knowing that, hey, this is money I worked hard for, and now that's on the line, man, your psychology is different. And you got to approach that right, okay? So I'm not giving you the answer today. I'm giving you the evaluation question today. Do you do well in demo and then do poorly in a real account? All right? Compare that and answer that question. Number two. Do you go on winning streaks? Maybe you win a few trades in a row. You start to feel pretty confident. You feel like maybe you kind of got this thing down now. And then suddenly your trading kind of self-destructs. There's only a couple of reasons why this happens. And many times it's because, you start to get false confidence, or maybe you haven't done enough research. Maybe you won a couple of trades. That's cool. But now you're starting to see fundamentals come into play. News happens, and maybe you weren't prepared for certain things that came into the market that now kind of really messed you up and threw you off track. So what you have to ask yourself is, why did I self-destruct? Were there things that I wasn't prepared for? Maybe there were things that I didn't practice as part of my strategy. Or did your mindset just get off feeling like, man, I got this now, and you started to kind of get fast and loose and got away from what got you to that winning streak in the first place, right? So did you get a win streak because you were real disciplined and followed a trade plan, and then suddenly got overconfident and started getting fast and loose with it? So you got to ask yourself that, right? How does that affect you when you start going on a win streak? Number 3. Do you sometimes feel almost embarrassed about your results? Maybe you lose a few trades and you don't want to talk about that. It's easy to talk to your friends or maybe people in your team, or if you have a team, and say, look, I won a few trades, but then you lose a few trades and you're afraid to talk about that. Maybe you're embarrassed, maybe, whatever. You got to ask yourself, are you really looking to be mentored? Are you really, do you really have accountability in your trading? Or are you just, kind of a loose cannon all on your own? The fact is that anything in life, not just trading, you need some accountability. You need some people, other people, better people that are better than you at what you're doing, that are going to hold you accountable. And you gotta you can't be afraid to talk about your losses. You can't be afraid to talk about your flaws. Like it's real easy to talk about the couple of wins we get. It's real easy to talk about the highs of life. But when, the downtimes come, and when you take a few losses and you don't understand why, now you feel stupid. Man, what if it's a simple answer? Man, maybe I traded against the trend, or, something like that. And you kind of feel dumb because, man, they don't want to be bogged down with little simple questions like mine. Or what if it's something stupid? What if I just overlook something dumb, or what if I don't know as much as I think I know? And you start to get these questions. Listen, you got to get that pride out of the way. You got to make sure that you're not embarrassed to talk about your flaws, talk about the things you don't know yet. How do you learn unless you ask questions, right? So guys, don't be afraid. Talk to the people that are holding you accountable. And if you don't have somebody holding you accountable, that's a whole nother conversation. Number 4. Do you look at the chart sometimes, look at the market, and feel like the minute you get into the trade that the market makers got it out for you? I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds kind of out there. But truth is those who have been trading a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You enter a trade, you're feeling pretty confident about it. Maybe, you finally saw that one video that really helped you out a lot. Maybe you filled the gap in your understanding of a certain strategy. So now you're feeling like maybe you got it together. And the minute you enter the trade, you kind of get this overwhelming feeling like, oh, they're out to get me. The market is going to turn against me. And you suddenly get overwhelmed with this negativity that you just automatically know that there's impending doom for that trade. Now you're sitting there just waiting, for it to fail. You're just waiting for the loss to come. Guys, that's a mindset. That's not that, you gotta help that mindset. You gotta get right with that mindset. And again, the only way to do that is through accountability and thorough preparation. If you know your trade is thoroughly prepared for, you got to get your mind together to know that once I get into this trade, I'm not going to tinker with it. I'm not going to feel like, oh, it's against me. I'm just going to be confident in the preparation that I put in. And the reason I can be confident in that is because I've got accountability. I've got some checks and balances in place. I've got a checklist that I've went down. I didn't just kind of say, oh, this one feels good, and I got in. We have some things in place that keep us within the boundaries of where we should be trading. All right. So ask yourself, do you feel that impending doom? Do you feel like the market is out to get you once you get into a trade? And don't feel crazy about that. Guys, you ain't the only one. Trust me. Number 5, talking about fear. Do you get into where you're marking up your charts, you're real confident, right? And then you're scared to pull the trigger. You're scared to actually press go. You're sitting there with your phone in your hand going, oh, I don't know. Maybe I should wait. And then the trade takes off and now you're chasing the market. right? You have got to have a confidence that once you've done your analysis and once you feel good about your trade, that you're going to get into it, right? You're not going to be fearful. You're not going to be scared to pull the trigger. You got to get your mind right. You got to be able to get your confidence level where it needs to be so that you're ready when the market says, when all your, checklist confirmations are checked, boom, you're in the trade. You're not waiting. You're not hesitant. That's one of people's biggest flaws, is that we're hesitant. We're seeing it. We're I don't know. And then by the time we get in, we're kind of already behind the trade, and we're chasing it now. And now we eat drawdown. There's a lot of things that that come from that. So what I'm trying to encourage you to do is to be confident and don't hesitate. When you see it, go, right? When you see the move and you feel like it's ready to go and you went down your checklist and everything checks out, get in the trade. Don't be afraid. And that goes for the other side of that too, where some of us, we're afraid we're going to chase the market, so we jump in early and we, we're too early to the show. We got to make sure that we have the right checks and balances in place that have us getting into the market at the right time. All right? Breakout or retest, I don't know, depends on who you are. But if you're trading a breakout, get in at the breakout. If you're trading the retest, be patient and wait for the retest. But you can't really do a mix of both, because once it breaks out, the breakout entry is gone. Now you got to wait for the retest. If you're waiting for the retest and you get in early, you're going to end up eating drawdown waiting for the retest. So you got to decide what you're looking to do and what type of a trader you are, and you got to execute based on those rules. The next question you have to ask yourself is this: do you feel like it's hard for you to find your winning groove? Okay? The reason that's a question that you have to ask yourself is because there's only a couple of reasons why that can happen, and one of them is a very dangerous reason. So the first reason is maybe your strategy just isn't all the way there yet. You win a few, you lose a few, and you just kind of, you're still learning who you are as a trader. So sometimes it can be hard to find that winning groove. All right, and that's okay, because we can use proper risk management and be positive in our financial balance, even with a 50% win percentage. Win one, lose one, and you're still making money as long as your risk management and your risk to reward is in place. All right. The other reason is a little bit more dangerous, and it's because we kind of adopt a gambling mentality. It's kind of like we're throwing the dice out there, and you've lost so many times, and now you feel it's kind of like a sports team. They're due for a win, or like a pitcher goes out and has a couple of bad games in a row, and now we feel like, well, man, he's due for a good game. That mentality in trading, that's gambling. Okay? You can't come into the trade and say, I've lost a few, I'm due for a win. Or maybe now that I've won a couple, now I'm finding my groove and I can start flowing. We got to get rid of that mentality. The groove we get into is not based on, was your last one a win or a loss? The groove we get in is the structure of our trade plan. If we're operating within the structure of our trade plan, win or lose, you're in your groove. Okay? Hear me now. If you are operating within the structure of your trade plan, win or lose, you are in your groove. That is the only groove you need to be in, is being disciplined to your trade plan. Because if your trade plan is causing you to lose, but you're in the groove, well, guess what? We can adjust your trade plan, but I can't adjust your discipline. I can adjust your trading strategy, but I can't adjust your mindset. Right? So what I have to help you to understand today is this: the groove we got to get in is discipline. It's not I'm on a hot streak or I'm on a cold streak. It's I'm in my trade plan and I haven't deviated. Then you're in the best groove you can possibly be in. Lose the mentality that you're due for a win or due for a loss. That means nothing. Okay? What means anything and everything is, are you operating within the structure of your trade plan? That's the only groove that you need to be in. The next question is the obvious one. Do you start to deviate from your rules when emotions get a hold of you? When you get into those winning grooves or losing grooves, right? When you get into emotional trading, does it cause you to deviate from your plan, right? And I'm going to just kind of bring you a different approach. I know we tell you to keep emotions out of your trading, and that's 100% true. We cannot trade based on emotion. However, to tell somebody to have emotion completely removed from anything is an unrealistic human expectation. Humans are emotional by nature. When you win money, you're going to be happy, and happy is an emotion. When you lose money, you're not going to be happy, and being sad is an emotion, right? It's natural to have emotions. Don't try to become a robot, because then you're just going to mess up in many different ways. So I'm not telling you not to be emotional. I'm telling you not to allow emotion to affect your trading. And there's a difference. You've heard it many, many times. Don't be emotional. Don't allow emotions into your trading. Don't trade emotionally. And I agree with all that. But to say don't be emotional is not a realistic human expectation. It is realistic, and it is normal, and it is natural that you are going to have human emotion. When you win, you're going to be happy. When you lose, you're going to be sad. Period. How we balance that, and does that affect how we trade? That's the real question. Okay? Does your emotions, one way or the other, cause you to deviate from your plan? That's the question that has to be asked. And if the answer is no, when I'm happy, I still stick to my discipline. When I'm sad, I still stick to my discipline. Then good to go. You know, you seem to be in your groove. You seem to be, operating within the confines of your trading plan or your system. But if the answer is yes, that you do get sad and start to revenge trade, maybe you lost some money and now you feel like you got to get it all back. Maybe you lost a couple of trades and now you're hesitant to get in. See, emotions are the basis for all of the other questions that I asked you. We revenge trade because we lost. We are hesitant because we're afraid to lose. Fear is a reality. Happiness is a reality. Sadness is a reality. Hesitance is an emotion. It's not an action, it's an emotion. I feel hesitant. I feel fearful, so I hesitate, okay? What I'm telling you is emotions are okay. Embrace them, but don't allow them to dictate to you how you trade. It's okay to be emotional. You're a human. But don't let it dictate. Don't let it disturb the structure of your trading. So listen, this quiz, these questions, they're meant to help you to self-evaluate. So what I want you to do is I want you to watch this video. If you just watched it all the way through, good, and hopefully you were taking notes the whole time. But if you weren't, I want you to go back, watch the video again. I want you to go through the list of questions and pause it if you need to. Pause the video, stop and write down your answers. Think it over. Have that accountability partner come in. Your wife, husband, children, parents, coach, mentor, whoever that is, and have them help you to fill these answers out accurately and honestly. Okay? And then go to the next question. Do it again and again, all the way down. And I want you to kind of have these answers, and then I want you to do this again 30 days from now. Because now you'll have a basis of what it is that you got going strong for you and what your weaknesses are. And now you can evaluate and address, right? The whole point of evaluation is not just so I know, it's so that you can address. It's so that you can focus on growing your strengths and diminishing your weaknesses, right? So this little quiz is going to help you do so. And now that you can act on those answers, I want you to come back and do the quiz again in 30 days. I want you to come back and do the quiz again in 6 months. And I want you to see where you are as a trader and how you've developed as a trader, how you've grown as a trader. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a huge help for you. Okay, guys? I believe in you guys. I'm thankful for you. And I believe that this quiz can help you. And I hope to see you have major, major success. All right, guys, there you have it. I hope this video helped you. This is Make Moves Monday, where we did a quiz today, really evaluating who you are as a trader. And many times, not even just as a trader, but these are going to give you life answers as well. So I really hope this helped, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share these videos. If you have a team that you trade with, share this video with them, and let's see them, be able to get that evaluation as well. Okay, I want to see everybody grow. I appreciate the YouTube family. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. You guys have been really helping us grow the channel. We're pushing toward 35,000 subs now. I got a huge giveaway coming at 50,000. So let's keep pushing. Let's get there, all right? Remember, if you want to become a student, you can join us at trendtrading.academy or tradinggetpaid.com. Either one's going to direct you to the same place. We'd love to have you as a student. If you don't have that accountability partner that we talked about, that mentor, listen, our team is winning. We have a lot of students who came in with no knowledge that are making great money now because they have coaching and mentoring and hands-on team trading. And we have people that came in with a lot of knowledge, people that were already very good traders that came in, and because of the aspect that we add to their trading, they've become even more successful, and really not only just more successful, but consistent and sustainable. That's the key. And a lot of you guys have been asking me about my swing trading strategy. I dropped a video and I want you to watch it. This video right over here, I want you to watch it because it's going to help you understand amazing strategy for swing trading. I'll see you on the next video, guys.